It's almost like, you probably don't see it like this, the two different classes of people. If you're vaccinated or if you're unvaccinated, you have all these rights. If you are vaccinated...
That is what it is, so yep. Yep.
Hey, what's up, New Zealand and the world? Welcome back to Kiwi Voice. My name is Lucas Lawmans, and today we're going to take a look at politicians lying. Yeah, you're right. I can hear the noises on the other side of the camera already. There is a shitload of content to choose from when it comes to this topic, but I'm going to actually cover off two particularly egregious bits of lying that have really defined the current political landscape that we're in terms of COVID hysteria in the world that we're currently living in. These two massive porkies occurred almost within an exact year of each other, from our COVID-19 response minister, Chris Hipkins, and our PM, Jacinda Ardern. Going back to August 2020 first, so the vaccine was not on the scene at that stage, but in a press conference where the subject of COVID-19 vaccinations were brought up, our favourite minister had this to say.
Final message from me. This morning I spent some time signing out correspondence, as we do as ministers, and I will have to say I was alarmed at the number of letters that I've received from people concerned that the government would be making COVID-19 vaccinations compulsory. This is a direct result of deliberate misinformation that's being spread through social media. The government is not making COVID-19 or any other vaccinations compulsory.
We obviously all know how that's gone, but the thing that really gets me is the way that he says this: deliberate misinformation spread on social media. It just goes to show that the lines are completely blurred now, and these people cannot use the very fact that we've seen this stuff and this information is shared on social media as a reason for it being fake at all anymore, besides the obvious irony that they heavily rely on their own social media channels to get the word out and interact with their constituents. Then, almost an exact year later, in August 2021, in an interview with New Zealand Herald on the next 6 months of COVID response, our favourite PM, Jacinda Ardern, had this to say, chuck that up on the screen there, around the vaccine passport system. One thing Ardern ruled out was a vaccination pass. Within New Zealand. Ardern said she was not comfortable with such a step here, even after the borders reopened and there was more risk of COVID. My hope is we have as many vaccinated individuals as possible, she said, and that we continue to move freely, but people wouldn't consider it freedom of movement if you're only able to go and partake in activities if you're vaccinated. That's a very different style of approach. Now, for me, this is not just a change of mind. When you read that, it wouldn't seem freedom of movement. That's a very different style of approach, she says. So what changed, Jacinda? What changed? Why is nobody bringing this up? Maybe, just maybe, this would make people take a second look at things. That is, to me, a flat-out lie. Then finally, when she was confronted, or when she was questioned about this flip-flop by a reporter at a vaccination drive, one of her many pushes and promotional stunts at a vaccination centre, this is the answer we got.
Very early on in the vaccination rollout, I think before we even acquired vaccines, both yourself and Minister Hipkins said that the vaccinations would never be forced on anyone, and yet the mandates have come.
So that was the question over whether or not we would compel all New Zealanders to be vaccinated, and we've firmly taken that view. We will not, and we have not.
So typical politicians speak, as you can see, just trying to talk around the issue and make out like they were thinking this way all along. So just on those two bits of blatant lying alone, you can sort of get the feeling why I don't really trust these guys and what they're up to. The question has to be, though, why? Why were those lies put in place? Was it to lull the New Zealand society into a false sense of security? I don't really understand, other than driving more division through our beautiful country society. So time will tell whether anyone else wakes up to this sort of thing, but I'm hoping that if more people talk about it and point out these blatant freaking lies, we might actually get somewhere. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Lucas Lawmans. That was Kiwi Voice for another day. Keep an eye on the channel. If you're enjoying this kind of thing, please, by all means, chuck a comment below, hit the like button, share these far and wide. Let's get this channel blowing up. And I will see you real soon on the next one.